In today's medical block, we are going to study about the inhibition of the cyclooxygenase isomers, that is COX-1 and COX-2, by the aspirin, and also about little bit idea about its biochemical aspects, which are important to understand because these leads us to know about the potential side effects of the aspirin. Now, before going to descriptive area, just for giving a brief description about it, aspirin is uh, commonly used by the patients for to prevent the intravascular thrombosis or atherosclerosis prevented in the patients who have risk factors for the cardiac diseases, and also as an anti-inflammatory. So we are going to deal with a critical analysis of it. So here you have the enzyme cyclooxygenase representation. So for a from a better description, we have divided into two parts, which is confirmed by the X-ray studies that there are two spatially distinct sites for the cyclooxygenase activity and the peroxidase activity. Now, first of all, the cyclooxygenase activity is carried by the long hydrophobic channel. Why is it important to know? We'll get to know further. Now, just to have a good biochemical approach towards the topic, we'll look for the COX activities, that is cyclooxygenase activities. So there are two activities. First is cyclooxygenase, then peroxidase. So as I have already shown you both the sites, let's give it a brief overview. So from arachidonic acid, which is a omega-6 fatty acids, it converts it into prostaglandin G2, which is briefed as PGG2, that is cyclooxygenase activity. And in the second pocket of its enzyme, it converts that PGG to the PGH2, which is a more potent form due to the peroxidase activity. So these all are the part of inflammatory or thrombotic events taking place in the intravascular compartment. So we need to control this externally by the drug that is known as aspirin. So what aspirin's role is here, that this aspirin is known as acetyl salicylic acid, you know it better. So acetylation, what does it do? It does the acetylation of the serine residue by causing the irreversible inhibition of COX-1 activity. That is to say, here we have on this long hydrophobic channel cyclooxygenase activity where it is taking part. We have a serine residue here. Now it acetylates it, therefore it inhibits its activity. So this conversion of arachidonic acid to the prostaglandin G2 won't be happening, which will prevent the further atherogenic events which may lead to the uh, ill causes, which may cause heart attack or due to thrombus, or it prevents the platelet aggregation in the initial steps. Now, what is the basic overview of COX-1? Let us look more clearly here. So here you may see the COX-1 activate the thrombosin A2 by platelets, that is its intravascular thrombosis. Now, COX-1 and COX-2 both are enzymes. So the important part is here that the most side effect part is caused by the COX-2. That is, it is induced by the inflammation. So pharmaceutical companies have derived finally arrived to the COX-2 specific inhibitors, that is rofecoxib and celecoxib, which prevent gastroenteritis, which we will learn in a few minutes. So these are the drugs which do not inhibit the COX-1. So you need to understand the basic mechanism of COX-1 and COX-2, that is COX-1 activity activates the thrombosin A2 by the platelets, which further promotes the intravascular thrombosis, and COX-2 is induced by the inflammation, which gives rise to the further cascade of reaction. Now about the side effects part. So aspirin, what does it do? First of all, COX-1 activity and COX-2 activity is happening. They are constitutively generated inside the cell. So why they are needed? COX-1 activity produces normally cytoprotective prostacyclins. So when we inhibit this by taking aspirin, so there would be no more production of cytoprotective prostacyclins. Therefore, it will leave the gastric mucosa vulnerable for the bleeding because the integrity is not maintained. So it causes gastric bleeding, which is very common in chronic ingestions of the aspirin who takes it chronically. So this is the one side effect of the aspirin. So you may know the theme that COX-1 inhibition leads to its normal functioning, which leads to side effect. Now going on to the renal aspect, as we know, in the renal part we have the renal damage because there is impairment of the renin, drug induced hypertension, we have impairment of vasodilation, that is renal autoregulation. So you may deduce here that these all activities are carried by the normal constitutive functioning of the COX2, that is cyclooxygenase 2. So due to its inhibition, all these activities are impaired, which leaves the patient with renal damage. So this was the brief overview why how the cyclooxygenase and the aspirin activities are interrelated in patients, and it's very important to know if you are physician and taking care of the patients. Thank you.